The big mental model shift that I try to encourage people to have is to see CSS not as a collection of properties, but as a collection of layout modes. So like rather than thinking, and this is how I used to treat CSS, like you go through it property by property. Like I'm going to understand how background color works, then how display works, then how flex grow works. But really you should see it as like a bunch of mini languages embedded within CSS. So you have flow layout, which is the default, and then you have flexbox and grid and multi-column. And all these sort of systems they have shared things, like background color works the same in all of them, but they each decide how to implement each property. So like the example that I use of this in the course is the width property, that you think width is a pretty static thing, like it's width 50%. But the way that works is different in flow layout and flexbox, right? In flow layout, if you set width 2000 pixels, you're going to get something that's 2000 pixels wide. Like it's pretty much guaranteed. Like maybe there are some cases where that's not true. But even if that means it has to like blow outside of its container, that's what it's going to do because that's what you told it. But Flexbox takes that same property and implements it differently. So in Flexbox, you're setting what you want the size to be, right? The hypothetical size. But then Flexbox uses that in its calculations. And if there isn't 2000 pixels, it's going to shrink it down to fit because Flexbox is all about flexibility.